Okay, Russ.
Of all days, Russell is in for Brandon today.
He's not waving it. He's just holding it.
He's holding it like a baseball bat. He's got one more.
Knicks won last night?
Job not done. Knicks won last night.
Get him out of here. Security.
PK is ready to roll. Give me Russell one more time. Come on, Russell is fired up today as he's got, look at him go.
With the shades. Hey,
The man is busy blocking up traffic on 7th Avenue last night. The win man is up early in Cleveland where spirits are low after the Knicks closed him out in Game 4 last night. This is another game in which the Knicks had a chance to apply a knockout punch, and they did it early. Jay Will, the story of this game was transition. They're just running the floor with no one there.
It's 19-17 in the first quarter. How are you giving up transition buckets this early in the game?
But Shanae, there would be many. When closing teams out in the playoffs this year, the Knicks have won by 51, 30, and now 37 points. First team ever to win 3 series clinching games in a single playoff run by at least 20. They won them all by at least 30. They've now won 11 straight in these playoffs, 5th team in playoff history to do that. The previous, Steph and KD, Duncan and Robinson, Kobe and Shaq, teams of NBA royalty, and now these Knicks are in that company. 3 of the teams you see there won the title. We love the music. Everyone, come on, man. We're just missing Windy, who I think was the only Ohioan left in the building when that game ended yesterday. But Windman, you were making the point that you're used to seeing those conference trophies given out like in back rooms and back hallways. Last night they did it out there in the middle of the court because the place had been taken over by Knicks fans. What's the biggest takeaway from last night, Windy?
First off, this is one of the most dominant 11-game runs in the history of the NBA. I'm not just talking about in the playoffs. Go find an 11-game win streak in any NBA part of the season where a team has won by this many games. And this is 3 series in a row where the Knicks basically pummeled their opposition into waving the white flag. All 3 of their closeout games not only have been blowouts, they've been blowouts in the first quarter because the Knicks have broken their opposition. No matter what you want to say about the quality of the Eastern Conference, the Knicks are not winning these games in the end of the fourth quarter on a buzzer at the buzzer beater. They're pounding these teams into submission. That's what happened last night, and it was a coronation for thousands of Knicks fans who came here to Cleveland.
The Knicks wore all black to the game last night, and there was a 1-8-7 in Cleveland. And here's my biggest takeaway, Greeny. The basketball gods have literally afforded the Knicks their best opportunity to win a world championship. Think about this. They have now played 4 games in the next 23 days.
Yeah.
23 days. From the way it ended, the final game against Philly, to the NBA Finals. 23 days. They played 4 games. They'll have legs. More importantly, they'll have health. And if this game tonight keeps going the way it looks like it's going, back and forth, it's going to go to a Game 7. You'll have a tired Western Conference Finals that you'll get the champion to play in the NBA Finals.
The West, to be clear, is assured of going a minimum of 6 games.
Minimum.
And could go 7. And that means the Knicks will have an enormous advantage in that regard as well. Shanae, the Knicks are back in the NBA Finals.
Everyone here, when you walk about the city, says that New York City is the best city in the world. Well, right now they have a team that matches that. And they can continue to prove that with 4 more wins. It's not about being the best team. It's about playing your best at the right time. And that's exactly what the New York Knicks are doing. Now, for a long time, you know this better than most, right? We've been waiting for a New York Knicks squad that truly has the identity of the city. Grit, tenacity, heart, and hustle. We saw that last night. The numbers that you mentioned jump off the page. Points off of turnovers, 34. You think about fast break points, 33. Second chance points, 32. Right there, that's 90 points purely based on how bad do you want it. And that's all that people have been waiting for in New York, and this is a team that they've been waiting for, literally.
We have an endless array, and I want to get Alan a little bit on the history of this, but throughout the morning I'm going to be sprinkling some of these in. Matt, if we could put up A27. The New York Knicks are the 3rd team in NBA history to sweep the round that comes before the finals and win all of the games by double digits. I say it that way because there were no conferences the last two times this happened. These were called the division finals. The last two teams to do it were the 1947 Philadelphia Warriors and the 1950 Minneapolis Lakers. Those Lakers in 1950 beat a team called the Anderson-Duffy Packers. Okay?
What?
The last time...
They were a juggernaut, by the way.
The last time a team destroyed its opposition to get to the final in a manner that was this one-sided, the losing team was called the Anderson-Duffy Packers, people. That's 76 years ago. It's almost impossible to believe how this has been. And so let's give Alan the floor here again. For those across the country, you cover this team day and night. You've seen some terrible basketball. I mean, you've seen the absolute bottom with this franchise, and now this climb, and how they just took a step and then a step, and then the disappointment of last year and the culmination last night.
This has been a fun thing for a lot of Knicks fans who've been Knicks fans for a long time. You play this game of how much of a Knicks fan are you? Name an obscure player you once cheered for in the recent years.
Larry Demick.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It is. I
win. Go on.
Alexei Shved. You go.
Hey.
But honestly, like it has been sort of that kind of a thing that what you've been through as a fan base to get to a point like this. And the interesting thing is, for many years, the Knicks chased stars. LeBron James famously back in 2010, Kevin Durant back in 2019. They have chased stars and they have failed to get them. And how did they build this? With a second-round pick named Jalen Brunson, who everyone said they gave $100 million to Jalen Brunson. What are they doing? Well, that was the first piece of a foundation that turned into a team that has a chance to win a championship. And it was built that way, a team style of basketball that the whole city has fallen in love with. And while last night I shook hands and got hugs from people I'll never meet again and don't know who they are, as I was walking out of the studio last night, trying to cross 7th Avenue, which was impossible and probably will be for the next couple of weeks, it was still what I remembered most was last night, the reaction of the team. New York is celebrating. Fans are celebrating because they deserve to. But Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, while they're watching the final seconds of the game tick off, Towns walked up to Brunson. The two of them just shared a hug, and Towns whispered into his ear, as you watch right here. This is Ben Stiller, by the way, taking the video of all people to do something.
Yeah.
It's how New York is that. But he says to him, right, 4 more to go.
Yeah,
we got 4 more. And that has been the message this whole time. While they're doing stuff that, Greeny, you're going to be talking about historic numbers, ridiculous numbers, closeout games on the road, winning by an average of 40 points a game. It's the players who are saying, this is nice, but this doesn't mean anything if we don't get the whole damn thing. And that's what they want to do.
It's not only a second-round pick for Brunson. It's also how many picks for Mikal Bridges? How many times did people say, oh, we're not sure Karl Anthony Towns is the right person? Like, they've been playing, like, the way they came together today has been unique. They're playing, like you said, their best basketball at the right time of the season.
And it's the word that I heard countless times yesterday in the post-game conference, sacrifice. It took a level of sacrifice for them to get here because these guys all want to be the man in New York. We have one prince. I know Party Like It's 1999. That prince is Jalen Brunson. It's certified. But the sacrifice to be able to adjust on the fly. Something happened in that Atlanta series after they lost and after they got embarrassed.
The day between games 3 and 4.
They had a come-to-Jesus meeting. We've all had come-to-Jesus meetings with our teams.
Yeah.
This one was different. Because it got a level of buy-in where the sacrifice is palpable. Them diving on the floor for loose balls, them knocking down shots, the bench showing up. All the questions have been answered about how bad does this team want it. And guess what? I give them a fair chance to win it all.
We'll have all morning long to sort of spin this thing forward and in all possible directions. But, Wendy, as far as putting an exclamation point on this run for the Knicks, how do you do it from where you sit right now?
Well, I can tell you, being around the Knicks players last night, that was absolutely the sentiment that Alan described. While they were obviously elated and happy and they wanted to enjoy some time with their families who were all there, they were all saying they've still got more to do. And even Jim Dolan last night, who, he was the one who said, I'm going to hire Leon Rose and Wes Wesley to run this team. I'm the one who's saying we're hanging up the phone on Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was saying to the fans, there was thousands of fans. Greeny, there were so many fans that they had to turn away private jets at the downtown airport. They had to divert the jets coming from New York and Westchester and Farmingdale. They had to say, you had to go to the other airport. The first row of the seats, the Cavs refused to let any Knicks fans sit in the first row of the seats, all those rich guys. But then the game was a blowout and the first row left and they moved to the first row anyway. But even Jim Dolan, with all the Knicks fans there, was saying, we have 4 more. That sentiment was definitely still there amongst the team last night.
All right, so they've got 4 more to go. We'll be on this all morning long. But